Hey everybody. Hello everyone. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual messenger, sent by the divine, source, God, goddess, the central sun, the most high, Father, Mother, God, whatever you like to call the energy, the force behind all that is. That is who ushered me into my role. That is who created me to be here to assist in these sacred times that humanity is experiencing. So right now, when we look into the landscape of the world, it stokes fear. The landscape of the world stokes fear and discomfort within us. We are going through a time of realignment. The planet, humanity, the universe is going through a time of realignment. And this discomfort and this fear that we're feeling is being caused by the change that's happening, the change that's occurring on this planet, within ourselves, within our universe. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips, Kingdom Things podcast on YouTube, as well as Spotify. I channel messages from the divine realms, messages that the divine, God, Goddess, Source, the Most High, messages that God wants humanity to hear in order to activate the God, Goddess within you, in order to activate the knowing within you. Where humanity is heading, it's not somewhere we've never been. Where humanity is heading, it's somewhere that humanity has been programmed to fear. We are eternal spirits seated with the energy of the creator of all that is, having a human experience. And humans have been created to fear the divinity within in order to keep us small, in order to keep us in boxes, in order to keep us controllable. So where we're headed as humanity, it's not a place that we've never been, but it's a place we're going to. We're going to this place. We're going to this place, y'all. I've been ushered into my role to assist in delivering messages to humanity from Source, from God. So these messages are coming through me from God, from Source. I'm a medium for the messages that are coming through me from God to humanity. Yeah, I'm a medium for the messages that are coming from God to humanity. So messages that God wants humanity to hear. So Kingdom Things podcast on YouTube and Spotify is where you can find the installments for the divine messages for humanity from the divine realms, from God, Goddess, from God. So I have the Rumi Oracle Pocket Edition, Rumi Oracles, and an invitation into the heart of the divine. I wanted to pull a couple of cards, see if there's anything that so just a message for this video. I wanted to make this video kind of fun. This card's calling. Blessing, this card right here. Blessing of Al-Hakim. Blessing of Al-Hakim. Sow your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Sow your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Al-Hakim is wisdom, soul medicine. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in the assurance that your daily application and the effort are enough. And so is your surrender. Mental anguish is now soothed. Divine healing can occur most readily in the unknowing yet trusting spaciousness of your open heart. Divine healing can occur most readily in the unknowing yet trusting spaciousness of your open heart. Blessings of Al-Hakim. The place that humanity is going is not somewhere we've never been, but it's a place that we've been programmed out of. So our divinity, our portal to creation, our portals to our divinity lies within our hearts. Our portals to our divinity lies within our heart. But this 3D plane that we exist in currently as humanity is one of a lot of suffering and a lot of pain. So what our earth personality does, what our egos do to protect us from that pain, is it shifts our energy from our hearts to our brains to loop the protective mechanisms, protective methods to protect us from that pain in our hearts. So as humanity, we've been programmed away from our hearts, and that's where our divinity and our portals to creation lies. We are being called back home by God. So sell our cleverness and by bewilderment, dropping down into our hearts, surrendering to this experience, this sacred time in humanity, this sacred time on planet Earth, the sacred time in our universe, surrendering to the flow of what is occurring. And what is occurring, we are being called home to our divinity. We are no longer going to be a society that operates off of the monotonous karmic loops that play in our heads that were created to protect us. We are dropping down into our hearts and trusting the divinity, activating the divinity that lies within our hearts. Again, Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube and on Spotify is where you can find the messages channeled from the divine through me, Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual healer, spiritual creator, spiritual practitioner, appointed by the divine, by God, appointed by God, goddess. I like to add that in there. I'm being guided to just say God, but I'm like, goddess, God, goddess. Okay, appointed by God, appointed by God. I love you. I love you. Love on yourself through this time. Love on yourself through this time. You have a blessed rest of your day.